I am coming to you today with a review and a try on of a few What Katie Did pieces, namely their Glamour Nouveau Merry Widow and their Longline Bra. I ordered both of those pieces in two different sizes just to get a better idea of shape and size, and I will be showing you those underneath a modern tank top as well as a vintage blouse so you can get a better idea of what they look like under clothing as well as what the garment looks like itself on. It fits well. The waist definitely feels really nice. The hip feels nice. In here feels nice. I do wish maybe that there was just like a sturdier band right in here because that's always where I feel like I need the most support. There's no weird gapping, or even when I bend forward a little bit, I'm not crazily spilling over the top. So I am wider set with most of my volume being on the sides and underneath. Now this one is the 32C, which also fits and it definitely gives me more cleavage, but I feel like I am spilling over the top in a way that maybe isn't the most flattering. Like you get this kind of double boob situation here. I don't know. I can't totally decide what I like the shape of more. Without clothes or with something like in this length or like cutting off as a strapless, I think it would work well for extra cleavage, but from the side it's going to have that really weird shape, and I just don't know. I feel like it's not as sturdy and secure. There's so much kind of spilling over. Like I said, I'm wider through the sides. There's so much spilling over through the sides that I think that this is not a correct fit for me, even though, like I said, I do like the extra cleavage that we get on top. These pieces do also come with straps if you would like to attach a strap onto the piece to wear underneath something that you don't need a strapless with. So this is the silhouette under a modern white top, just a stretch top. So you can see some of the lines through here. I kind of don't love that it is these panels. I almost wish that it was lined with something else because I don't mind seeing the shape, but I don't like seeing this to this difference through clothing, and I like to wear sheer white blouses, so that will kind of be a problem. But I do think that it dramatically reduces the size or the look and the size of my bust, which I don't love. So this is the 32 Double D without the pads in. I definitely like the pads, and I knew I was going to want to fill out the tips because I don't project forward as much as I project outwards. So you can get a general idea of what it looks like without the cups. And then this is with the pads in, and you can see that just fills out the extra space in the front really nicely. So again, absolutely love the waist definition that it gives, but I'm not totally sure about the side profile. So the things that I really did love about these pieces were that they fit well in my ribcage and waist area. The problem with true vintage for me in terms of lingerie is that even if you can find a 32 size all the way around, they either have teeny tiny cups, like A's and things like that, or really the biggest problem is that the elastics are already stretched out. So even if it's marked to 32 and should fit tightly in this like waist and rib part, they never do because they are stretched out, and then it doesn't keep your bust up and doesn't keep you like tightly in. So that has been my problem with a lot of vintage Merry Widows or like long line styles that have a lot of elastic, is that they just are not tight enough to fit properly. So that is something that I do love about the What Katie Did pieces, that the elastic is brand new and they make a small enough waist and rib size for me. So if you are a smaller bodied person and you've been looking for vintage bras, I would say that this is a brand to check out for sure. And I like that they have the different colors. So you can get the peach, you can get like this creamy peachy color, and then you can also do a black, which is nice just for variety, and you don't have to search for your size. So that is what I absolutely love about these pieces. For photography, I think that they're absolutely beautiful. And maybe I will purchase again for that reason. But with the price that they are right now, plus with the price of tariffs and everything like that, to have them just for photos and not for being able to wear, or at least not me enjoying the way that they look underneath clothing for more of an everyday sort of thing, I think that they're just not exactly what I'm looking for. So there's nothing wrong with them in general. Like I said, I think that they're beautifully made. They look amazing, not under clothes, but I'm working on a potentially interesting solution for getting that gorgeous vintage torpedo shape, but still like filling out or looking more like my shape and my size underneath my clothes with my regular bra. So if that sounds something like you would be interested in seeing in the future, if I can get that kind of solution to work out, let me know. But in the meantime, if you have tried some of the What Katie Did pieces and you've had a different experience or a similar experience, I would just love to hear. I feel like there aren't enough people talking about it, and lingerie is such a hard thing to find or to find out your proper size when you're just purchasing online, which is why I wanted to make this video. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed.